When dealing with organic chemicals, we talk about monomers and we talk about polymers. Mono means one, poly means many. These are organic chemicals that are made up of many different repeating units. We're going to look at four major groups of monomers and polymers that we have that become important in biology. These four basic groups can be easily divided down into carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, and nucleic acids. And each one has their own functionality and each has their own specifics in there. So just as an overview of what these are, we start out with carbohydrates. You can see the word goes carbohydrate, which basically means you're looking at something that includes carbon plus water. Carbon hydrated water. General chemical formula has one carbon plus a water or two hydrogens and an oxygen. Carbohydrates are used for energy storage. There is stored energy in there. Or carbohydrates are used for structure. When we're talking about structure, we're talking about things like a cell wall. There are many different carbohydrates that actually are used in cell walls. We'll talk about those in fungi. We'll talk about those in plants as well. The next group we have are lipids. Lipids come in two basic kinds, which include fats and oils. Fats are solid at room temperature, while oils are liquid at room temperature. And that's the only distinction we have between them. We tend to use both of them for a lot of different purposes. Lipids are an important part of your diet. They are hydrocarbons. Basic chemical formula you have is a repeating unit of a carbon and two hydrogens, plus you will have a pair of oxygens in there. The carbon and the hydrogen repeating unit normally is even numbers, and some of these can get to be extremely long. So we do have a lot of different hydrocarbons in there. They also are used for energy storage. The difference is they have less oxygen in it, so therefore you have more stored carbon in a lower volume because you don't have nearly as many oxygens to it, so it doesn't weigh as much for the same amount of energy. Proteins contain the elements carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and sometimes sulfur. Proteins are extremely important because they function as enzymes, and what enzymes do is they allow reactions to occur much quicker. Some proteins are involved in structure. We do have structural proteins that help maintain units together or help maintain the structural part of units. If you look at the human body, we have enzymes that break things down, that put things together, that allow things to build up. We also have structural proteins that are found in things like muscle tissue that allow for proper movement. So proteins, again, very important. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen with some sulfur. Nucleic acids. Nucleic acids are extremely important because these contain all of the genetic information and the manner by which genetic information is read and processed. We have two basic forms, DNA and RNA. DNA is used for information storage. RNA is used for information retrieval. If you look at the chemical formula, in these molecules you are going to find carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and phosphorus. So they are extremely important basic units that all of these have, which are carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, and then we start adding in other atoms. And again, nucleic acids, information storage and retrieval. So when we look at four major groups of biochemicals, we are looking at carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, nucleic acids, and we will look at each one of these groups individually.